Well, good morning. Hot on the heels of getting back from Croatia, straight back to work, obviously, because that's what workers have to do. But I'm really looking forward to today because I'm finally getting to try Mirrorcam, which is old technology now, I suppose. But I've not driven one yet, so I'm quite looking forward to this. So I thought I'd try and put something together of the day, of possibly the week. I'm on Sugar Beet Thursday, Friday. So there's certainly no Mirrorcams there. So yeah, this is the DAF X. I think it's an XF. This one. It's got the hole in the door for London, I suppose. I'm just having to live around the driver's stuff, so it's not like the massive cab. But I'm only doing a day anyway, so it's all digital, everything. I've got my card in, just going to fire up, do some walk around checks, and which shouldn't need nothing, hopefully, and then head off. Just load of Norwich for Thetford and Minworth, so a nice easy day. So and I'm hoping I can somehow figure out getting this on my head whilst I drive to show you what the Mirrorcam's like for those that haven't seen it. So we'll see how we get on. I'll get fired up, get some air up, and let's get going. So I don't know how well this is going to come out, sort of fashioned onto my head. But and I can't see as well what I'm looking at on the screen, sort of thing. So this is the view. Very nice sort of dashboard and all that. And the mirrors are pretty good so far. They're a bit strange because you kind of use them as feeler gauges a little bit, truck drivers. So it's weird to start with, but I'm going to try. I'll get some film of it, me doing like a left turn, because I thought it was really impressive how the camera works. So I'll try and get a bit of that when I can. So hopefully that's mounted on the dash. It ain't going to move for a minute. But, and I don't know how well it's going to come out on the screen either, but I'm hoping you'll be able to see, because I can't zoom in with a GoPro. As we come through the mean streets of Bungay, how the Mirrorcam sort of reacts as you sort of turn. So I'll have a bit of a sharp, trying to get up the curb on video. I'll have a bit of a sharp left when I turn by the Green Dragon pub. Probably would have been easier if I had mounted my side, because it does exactly the same thing on right turns. Let's see if I can figure that out then. Hopefully that's come out. Soon find out when I get it on the computer. So here we are. Tipping first point. Only problem is I'm not quite sure how I'm going to turn round. So I might have to do a blindside reverse out, because there's just sort of one van parked awkwardly just sort of there. So I was thinking if I could nose up into the front, could back into there and get myself out. That's not a bad looking truck, is it? Right, because I'm a glutton for punishment, or daft, or both, I don't know, but I'm going to try and blindside reverse out of here, because that's the main advantage, I believe, of Mirrorcam, is that with it tracking round, it eliminates blindside reverses. although it doesn't seem to be doing it at the moment. I'm not sure. Well, having said that, the lower I think I just overcooked it a bit, but that's my driving rather than the mirrors. Because being on the straw as well with a rear steer trailer. But having said that, the wide angle one at the bottom was great. I could really sort of see a lot more than what you could with a conventional mirror. Now I thought they tracked round, because they do when you're going forwards. I think we're out the gate now. It might be because they need setting up, potentially, because earlier on they were coming up with 2 arrows on the doodah, which I presume is to adjust your parameters. Where do I go from here? That's the next question. If I go out this way, they don't seem to do. Yeah, they're quite incredible, really. Certainly seem to do the job. Yeah, I didn't hit nothing, that's the main thing. Right, see you again. Ta-da! So yeah, potentially, so going forwards they track around, but they don't seem to be going backwards. But you seem to have the extra vision from the lower part, like the wide angle sort of blind spot one, if you will. So but yeah, it's all pretty good, really. So that's me tipped in Thetford. Now up to Minworth. Right. Make life a bit easier for myself. Day 22. Should be easier, but the cameras do something. They move, change position when you click it in the reverse. Well, it's not often I really want rain, but I wanted it to sort of proper chuck it down just to see what this Mirrorcam is like in the rain, and it looks like I'm just about to start driving into it. As you can see, the sky is pretty black on the screen. It's even worse in real life, so I'm just intrigued as to how well they'll cope, because apparently they do pretty well. Next thing I've got to do is figure out how to get the wipers on. There we go. As I said earlier, it's controls have changed a bit. They're on wheels on the indicator stalk. There's a speed control, and I think you just click them up and down depending on how often you want them on. I spoke to Lisa, whose truck it is, about the panning around. She was saying that the demonstrator they had, it did actually pan, but DAF have now turned round and said that they don't do it because there's a health and safety issue, which to me sounds like complete and utter nonsense, because it's safer if it pans around, you can see more. So I think it's their way of saying that there's a bit of an issue and a problem with them somewhere along the line, and until they figure out and get a software update done, we'll blame on health and safety. That's what it sounds like to me, and her as well. So, because realistically, without it panning when you're going backwards, Mercedes has got a far better system, which I presume they're still panning. I'll have to check. But at the moment, obviously I can't film it and show you, but the I've got crystal clear vision behind me with the screens. So it seems pretty good so far. I think this rain is only going to get worse looking at it. It's typical, isn't it? The sugar beet season's really struggling now because it's now far too wet. Haven't seen a drop of rain all the way up to Minworth and back. Have my sunglasses on, and yet I get back over the Suffolk border and there's just black clouds. There's even a little heater for the cameras, just to keep them. I presume it's for icy conditions rather than rain. Yeah, the rain is fairly steady, and the cameras look pretty good. They're slightly, ever so slightly blurry, but that's just, I think that's sort of more the spray being kicked up rather than anything else. You can still clearly see what's coming up and where. Having the lines on the screen as well, which is quite handy, because it makes it easy to judge where the back of the trailer is. Like now, I've let that car on, I can sort of see on the camera sort of exactly where he is. Yeah, I would say that these are better in the rain than conventional mirrors. Looking at that, that's my opinion on it. Well, it's a week of firsts. Today, what a beauty. I'm in an 8-wheeler. Never driven one before. So there she be. I'm just loading chicken muck. That's the way out. So it's going to be just back and forth from here all day to a pad where it's going to be stored. Oh, let's get in the old girl. And it's just going for storage well, and then put onto Arctics, because you can't get an Arctic in here, simple as that. So it's quite strange having a view out the back of the cab. There goes the Widerman loading her in. So well, it's much the same as a rigid, isn't it? It's just a bit more bouncy. So it's now Friday afternoon. That time lapse was just the entire route from the farm I was loading at to where I was tipping and back again. So I did that, I think, 14 times in total between Thursday and today. So I just got finished. Finished the last load's only 3 tonne. So I just said, can I just run and load an Arctic beat? So just to finish the day off, and now heading off to load beat and it's chucking it down with blooming rain. The sun was out earlier. Typical, isn't it? So got to head over to Laxfield, which isn't too far from the yard. Chuck a load of beat on, back to the yard. I've just eased it up because whoever's normally driving it, or last drove it, didn't bother. So thought I'd go and do it as I've got a bit of time on my side. So this is a lovely little village, village really, I don't know, of Laxfield. It's chaos at the moment because of the community market that I've never seen in my life. Plus it's school kicking out time, so got all the All the people who just abandon their cars as close as they can to the school without thinking about anybody else. There we go. It's got a very nice pub, the Low House, Laxfield, that doesn't actually have a bar. It's just a load of barrels in a room that you pick from. Or it was anyway, I haven't been there for years, I'll have to go back down there. No, there's Peter, who must have finished loading. I presume where I'm now going. Actually, hopefully by the time I've loaded and got back through the Laxfield, all that will be a lot easier to get through. One would hope. We'll soon find out. Oh, gonna have a well-earned beer tonight. Been a long week. Well, not particularly long, but just after not getting back till Saturday afternoon, starting again Monday morning. Cool. Tell you what, mate, you need to slow down a bit when you're coming in the corners. He's going to bury into my trailer. Still, what do you expect? Oh, excuse me. Right, so should be a right hand turn down here. I love a sign that says unsuitable for heavy goods vehicles. Like a challenge. So, there we are, under the cleaner. Just got to wait for the beeps. James told me to sit in the cab, boss man, so I can do that. Any second now. Have a beep. Very quick. Just trying to not have it piled up too high, basically. So with that, I'm going to sign off rather than find my way through Lansfield. Plus the battery's getting a bit low. So I hope you've enjoyed a slightly varied week. A bit different, isn't it? And we'll see what next week brings. Got 2 days on the straw, well 4 on the straw I think, with a day of training in the middle. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon.